Hello, my beautiful Virgo. Welcome or welcome back to Unbound Soul Tarot. I'm Helen, and this week we are all about your home element. We are in the earthy, grounded energies, and we are going to be looking at what kind of burden you are in the process of releasing and what is going to be materializing next for you. We're going to get that information with the Mystical Shaman Oracle deck over here, and then we're going to be, of course, using the Druid Craft Tarot, and we're going to see why the burden that you've had to experience, why you had to go through that burden, what it taught you, or what the purpose of it was. And then we're going to also see what this new thing that is materializing, what is it going to bring you, why is that materializing, or how it is going to be benefiting you. So that's the reading. That's the whole reading today. And just a quick reminder that this is a general reading, so please take the messages as they resonate. If anything isn't really ringing any bells that I'm talking about in this reading, then just disregard it. You don't have to accept that message. So yeah, that's it. And let's get straight to it. I want to start with what kind of burden you are in the process of releasing. What kind of burden is Virgo in the process of releasing? Oh, the arrow and the drum. Okay, very big symbols coming through. Very symbolic cards. I'm going to get the other card out as well. What is materializing next for Virgo? Thank you. Oh my goodness. Oh boy, sorry, my hand is so tired. I don't think I've ever had to shuffle this long in any of my readings before. This is absolutely insane. But we have the Luminous Warrior as the underlying energy. I don't know what is going on with you guys, but like it's like you don't want to talk to me. There's yeah, it was so difficult to get the cards out. But at least here we are, right? Okay, so with the arrow, I get a very strong sense that you have been trying to hit a mark with something, regarding something, whatever it is that you are doing, but it feels that you have been trying to hit a mark, but that you've been missing the mark. That the efforts that you have put into something, and that the results that you have hoped to reap haven't really worked out for you. Because again, with the eagle as the underlying energy, I get a sense that there has been something very concrete that your eye has been on, one very specific thing that you have put like almost all of your focus on. Now, whether that be something to do with your work, with your creative expression, with your hobbies, or any of your other interests, it could be something to do with a relationship, like working on some kind of relationship, or creating a relationship with a specific person. Or it could be that you have your eye on a very specific like home or very specific location that you want to move to, or that you want to acquire for yourself, whatever it is. But it seems that it's one very specific, very concrete thing, but whatever you've been doing, you've just been like missing the mark, is what I'm getting with this. You haven't been able to acquire what it is that you are after, no matter how many times you've tried. But then we have this Luminous Warrior over here, which is something that is manifesting, or materializing, I should say, materializing for you next. And this Luminous Warrior is kind of like a light worker energy. It's, so I kind of get two messages with this. Either you are going to gain this illumination about how to actually proceed, or how to actually go about getting what it is that you want. So there's going to be some kind of difference that you're going to be doing or experiencing regarding the method of achieving this. Like what would be the most beneficial method, or the most successful method of gaining or acquiring what it is that you are after. But the other message that I'm getting with this is that you could, like the thing that you are after could actually be shifting for you, where your priorities, where your values change with this luminous warrior, where the things that you deem important and that you really feel like actually matter for you or matter to you are going to be shifting, because it seems that you are going to be shifting as well, or there's some kind of shift that is happening. So again, whether it's going to be internal for you, where you kind of start like looking at things differently and seeing things from a different light, where you might not actually even want to follow or pursue whatever it is that you have been pursuing. Or it could be that you gain a different sense of like going about achieving this, where you gain a different or a new method. But I also want to read from the guidebook. Let's see if we can get any interesting messages with this. So we have the arrow. Receiving this symbol reminds you that when you are in alignment with your heart and soul, you are on target and will soon be hitting your mark. Be true to your calling, release attachments, and free yourself from the bondage of unbridled ambition. Now is revealed to be a moment of contact in which your intention meets the material world. The arrow also symbolizes the need to set your creativity free. When the arrow zings through the air, it is inviting you to pay attention and signify that you are about to make your mark in some aspect of your life. It illuminates the moment of contact when you know that your desires and intentions have traveled on the wind and landed in the perfect place for your highest good. Trust that your job is to be relaxed yet focused, keeping your eye on the prize yet releasing your intention with full expectation that it will land as it is supposed to. Don't worry about the how or the exact form. This is not a time to interfere with the manner in which the arrow flies. It will make its mark and you will have cause to celebrate. So this is kind of talking about the general, the normal like essence or message of the card, but because this is a burden that you are releasing, again, I feel more so that it's a more shadowy aspect. So for you, I feel inclined to read the medicine part as well, which is as if the card had come out in reverse. That's how this deck or this guidebook is set up. So let's read the medicine part as well. This is a time to admit that by continuing on the path you are on, you might be shooting yourself in the foot. Could it be that you have become so attached to winning this game that you have missed the true mark? What if your arrow was never meant to land where you wanted it? Now is the time to regroup and ask yourself if what you desire is really worth your energy. This is a sign that something better is waiting. Consider the wisdom in not getting what you want. Suffering in this case is a pathway to heal the parts of you that feel unworthy, the parts that worry, there isn't enough. Make peace with those voices. What is truly yours will be waiting for you. So yeah, I feel like this was kind of more so reflecting what I was sensing with this energy or with this card for you. But again, because this is something that you're working through, I feel like it's still kind of an ongoing thing. But let's look at the Luminous Warrior. I'm more so interested in that because that is what is that is what is coming up for you next. Okay, we have Luminous Warrior. The Luminous Warrior has no enemies in this world or the next. He is impeccable in word and deed. He focuses on his light rather than on what hides in the dark. Since he casts no shadow, he is as radiant as the sun and can transform his most terrible enemy into his ally. His power comes not from the sword, but from speaking his truth at all costs. The Luminous Warrior reminds you it is important to focus on your power, wisdom, and beauty. Do not be seduced by what seems wrong with you or with the world. Remember that intention follows attention, so focus on your positive traits. Feed your light with more light until you feel truly empowered. Then there will be little need for action as you resolve all situations from within. So yeah, the last sentence actually is kind of like ringing in my ears, where it's making this connection when I was talking about like this inner revelation or realization that you will be going through, where you'll just start seeing things from a different light and like start evaluating what it is that you've been after, and whether it is actually still what it is that you're after, or maybe again your values might change. Okay, let's look at the tarot. So I want to start with this. I want to see what this burden was for, or why you had to go through it. So let's see what it has taught you. Oh, we have the Six of Wands with the King of Wands. Okay. One more, please. Oh yeah, Five of Pentacles. Okay. King of Swords in reverse is the underlying energy. So the main thing that I'm getting with these cards is that it has taught you to kind of rely on your own wit, rely on your own intellect, because I do get with this King of Swords that you are very intellectual, very, very smart. And I mean, even without looking at the cards, because you are ruled by Mercury, as is your sister sign Gemini, both of you are known for very, very clear thinking, very quick thinking, very logical, very rational, very common sense kind of mind. It feels like you've been taught to rely more on yourself, even if the outward or external circumstances are not that favorable. It's taught you to figure out a way to deal with situations, or to learn from situations, and to turn them into like lessons that again you can get experience from, that you can learn from and gain wisdom from with the King of Swords. So again, it has made you kind of more self-reliant and more able in situations that are not maybe working out the way that you had hoped, or where you feel kind of left out, where you feel kind of neglected, or where you feel somewhat defeated as well with the Five of Pentacles here. So yeah, I feel like it has taught you to rely more on yourself and more on your own mental abilities, and your smarts, your knowledge, your wisdom, and your ability to get yourself out of situations that are maybe more difficult, or more challenging, more disappointing. And I also feel with the Six of Wands, there's a kind of sense of cleverness that I'm getting, where you've almost had to like think on your feet, or be really, really creative when there are difficult situations, and you've kind of needed to work your way through them, or work your way out of them, and still come out on top, so that these difficult, or these challenging, these disappointing situations wouldn't beat you down, wouldn't defeat you, is what I'm getting with these cards. And I also just want to add that I feel like it has taught you not to stop trying, not to give up, not to take any challenge or any obstacle as ultimate defeat. So again, this self-reliance and resilience and cleverness, wittiness, all these kinds of really useful traits is what I feel that you've really learned from these setbacks that you have experienced. And I feel like they have made you more resilient, even more smart, even more capable, I also want to say. So yeah, as unpleasant as it has been, it has taught you some really great things, and enhanced some really great qualities within you. But let's look at the Luminous Warrior. What I want to see is what this will bring for you, or how it will benefit you. Why this thing is materializing for you. What is this Luminous Warrior going to bring? Oh, we have the Three of Cups with the Princess of Swords, and they did come out in reverse, but I'm not really reading reversals with this deck. I just wanted to note that. Oh, and we have Rebirth as the underlying energy. So yeah, Rebirth is kind of what I'm feeling with this Luminous Warrior, where it's like you are doing a complete 180 and just starting to see things differently, or where you get this whole fresh perspective on things. So that's amazing. But we have the Three of Cups with the Princess of Swords. So even though, I don't know, I feel kind of silly repeating it, but the Princess of Swords is giving me this vibe that you are going to, again, start seeing things differently, that you are gaining this new kind of, this shift in your perception, this new way of seeing things. Almost like a new mindset, which is taking me back to the last week's reading where we were talking about mindsets. And even though I do not necessarily remember what your reading was about, because these readings get all messed up in my head, all mixed up, but it's interesting that you are getting this kind of like mindset vibe, which is again connecting back to last week. But this is indicating to me that there is some kind of like mental shift that is going to be taking place for you, where again I feel like you'll have a more like a peaceful and a more happy, a more like wholesome way of seeing things. But I also feel with this Three of Cups that it could indicate that you will actually be coming together with some kind of like soul family, or some kind of people who actually are very like-minded to you, who see things the way that you do, or who align with your new kind of newfound awakened way of seeing things. And I'm not saying that you're not awakened already, but I just feel like there's going to be an upgrade or a shift or an even new level opening up for you with this luminous warrior. So some kind of expansion is going to be taking place for you, and more specifically with this Princess of Swords, I do feel that it's going to be on the mental level, something to do with your mind, or something to do with your perception and how you see things. Yeah, this just feels like a very wholesome upgrade, or a very wholesome and refreshing upgrade for you, that is potentially going to bring in the like your quote-unquote soul tribe, your people, the people who again, who resonate with you, who see eye to eye with you, who are on the same wavelength as you. So this is all really positive stuff, and there's a lot of clarity and a lot of freshness. I don't know why I want to say freshness, but I also want to give you one last piece of advice with the Earth Magic Oracle deck. So let's see if we can get anything else for you guys. Any last pieces of advice for Virgo regarding this spread? Oh my God, do you see? Oh, we have release, and it came out very concretely on this side. It's been really funny to notice which side of the table the card is, or the oracle card is going to come out. That is so crazy. Do you see that? Oh my God, let me move this up so that we could fit it. But that is actually crazy. So I don't think I mentioned it before, but in this deck, this is actually the Judgment card. Number 20 is Judgment in tarot, but in this specific deck, it's called Rebirth. And you actually got the Spring Equinox Rebirth. So you get that twice. So there is definitely going to be a very strong shift for you. And again, it feels like you are going to be releasing some things that are not actually going to be in alignment with this profound new way of seeing things, or even if it's not like on a very massive, like big scale, it's still going to be an upgrade. It's still going to be a shift, and I feel like it's going to be a considerable shift, because you are getting this like this newness and this rebirth come out twice. So I feel like it is going to bring some kind of significant change for you, no matter how big this upgrade within you actually is. So I just feel this beautiful releasing of anything that isn't actually in alignment with you, with your truth, with your vision, and your kind of quote unquote new way of being. So yeah, it's beautiful, really. I don't know what else to say, so I'm not going to blabber on anymore. I'm gonna leave it there. and let the cards speak for themselves. But thank you so much, my sweet and beautiful Virgo. I'm going to leave you guys here. Thank you for spending this time with me and for letting me read for you. It has been an absolute joy. I hope that this reading gave you something useful. If it did, please consider giving me a thumbs up. It would mean so much to me. And also, if you haven't already, please don't forget to subscribe and join my little YouTube family. But I'm sending you guys so much love and light. Please take care of yourselves. I hope to see you very, very soon. Bye-bye.